What's up, everybody? Thanks for chilling with CuZo. Um, Today, it was alright. You know, um, yeah, it was alright. That's what I'm gonna go with. Um, were there certain moments where it was like certain patience was tested, maybe, but it wasn't that. It went crazy. So just like I said, I'm just working on things I can't control. As far as like just letting it just roll past. Um, Damn, man, it looked like you might be going into some war. Um, why can't it just be peace? Like, what's wrong with it? Like, why is that a problem? And then on top of that, it ain't nothing but politicians arguing. So I feel like they should fade. I don't feel like our troops should be fighting. It's two old motherfuckers just arguing, and they should throw hands. Like, that's just the case. I don't think a lot of people should be involved with this, bro. All this shit baloney. All this shit baloney. And it's wrong, realistically. All this shit is wrong. And it's like all they old ass lived through war. Like y'all ain't tired of this shit. Jesus Christ, man. I don't know. I only been, on this planet for like a quarter of a decade. So it's like not a quarter of a decade, what am I talking about? Quarter of a century. And it's like I think I only know about we had like what, two wars in my lifetime, really? I'm pretty sure it's more than that I probably don't know about, but from like the global scale, it's been like what, two, three, maybe. But I'm tired. I'm tired of it already. Just like this whole Diddy trial. God, that's the thing. Like the people that caused all this drama and shit, bro. Y'all gotta. These motherfuckers old. That's the thing. That's what I noticed. Like a lot of this drama that's going on right now is older people. What is this?
You cut off your friend for missing your birthday dinner, but not the man who forgot your birthday?
I saw this on the internet. It says she's not wrong though. She's not real either. She ate the whole chicken. Bone, the chicken disappeared. Bone in.
I don't know what I just clicked on, but I'm not happy I did. Cause what the fuck was that? And why is this a? I don't. I just started. Who dropping this one?
June is looking insane for rap fans. Here's what's coming. Young Thug is back with UY Scooty, his first real drop since getting out. And with all the YSL drama flaring up again, especially with them tweets we've been seeing, we will all be locked in on every word on the album. Travis Scott and Cactus Jack are finally dropping Jack Boys 2. Gunna got a new project on the way too. No title yet, but let's be real. Everyone's checking to see if he brings up Thug or not. Ye is dropping something called Bully. No one knows what it sounds like, But with Ye, it's always unpredictable. Lil Baby is dropping Dominique, and it might be a make or break album after the mixed reviews he got on the last one. Lil Tecca's back with Dopamine. His last tape flew under the radar, and this one might be the one that puts him back on top. June is looking insane.
Oh, okay. I'm looking forward to Thugs. I'm looking forward to, hopefully Lil Baby redeem himself. Ready to hear some old Travis Scott, some new Travis Scott. But then again, I don't know. Because they just dropped that damn, what it was, the little documentary, dog. Not just dropped it, but it's like, I think another one just recently came out. Damn. DDG was really, man, y'all brought this shit back. Okay.
I can't swear at him, Ed. Probably not. This is sick. That was 2 clicks.
DDG has been one of the hottest streamers on Twitch for the past month or so, currently sitting at 4th for the most subscribers on the platform. But despite his success, DDG tends to get himself into drama with his ex-partners and other creators. Of these creators, there's one that DDG can't seem to not mention every chance he gets. Bruce Drop Him Off. For those who watch my channel all the time, I know it's been a minute since you heard that name here, and for obvious reasons. But I watched a YouTuber by the name of Point and Shoot the other day, a really good creator by the way, and he gave me a really good idea, so here we are. The beef between DDG and Bruce stems from a dumb situation 2 years ago that I'm not going to go into great detail about. Basically, Bruce said that DDG's music sucked, started as a comment and takes opinions on his music seriously. He didn't like that, so the two decided to troll each other online, even in a Discord call. Things were super personal at the time, as you can see by the clip.
I don't care if you had
That's just facts.
Javante Davis on your side, nigga.
I don't give a fuck if you had Jesus on your side. It wasn't that serious.
The back and forth trolling would continue, with Bruce saying that no one can name 5 DDG songs if a gun was to their head. DDG adding him in a snippet to his I'm Geeking song.
Hey, I remember this, but let's get to the updated part.
Or small. Pause. I mean, you could just look at the situation with Blackboy Max, where DDG felt the way following this. But this is just an example of how DDG doesn't tolerate what he deems as disrespect. However, following that convo that he had with Bruce to quote-unquote squash the beef, Bruce will get into conflicts with people like FaZe Banks, XQC, Lil Yachty, Kai, and Your Rage, and whoever had anything to say about their fallout, including yours truly, and has since left the internet to apparently get therapy and focus on other ventures. So with DDG blowing,
I support that. That boy Bruce took time off, got some help. That's good.
up on Twitch and Bruce out of the way, DDG feels that this is the perfect time to reignite the beef that probably never ended. This starts with him celebrating him having more all-time subs than Bruce and saying that he can't wait for him to come back to the internet because he's the only one keeping his name alive.
And it's good to see. Years ago when I ruined Bruce's career, it was that fun though. Oh, they say all-time subs. All-time subs. Come on, y'all. Ain't no way I'm letting this bitch have more than me.
Yeah, I passed you. Aha. D-O-K, I passed you. Bruce. I passed you.
Following this, DDG will go on a run that has been continued up until now, dissing Bruce any chance he got. There's so many clips, so I'm just probably gonna turn this into a damn montage.
D.O. right now.
You worked his ass off for the 30K subs. I got double that in a month. Come on, man. It took Bruce's whole life to get that. Come on, man. I know I said it wasn't smoke no more, but it took your life to get it. Bruce, where are you? Where's Bruce? You nigga is Bruce.
Damn, I mean, I think he did this to Soul too. He bait and bait and bait. I don't know, but the niggas fall for it every time. So let's see.
Where is he? Do you know where he is?
Say D.O.
And J Cinco joining them in it. Crazy.
D-O? Is it D-O or D-E-O?
D.E.O.
D-E-O.
Bruce. No. D-O-K.
Like, DDG hates this nigga so much that he'd put other streamers over Bruce just to spite him.
I'm cool off Bruce because Bruce was just like a wanna be him. You feel me? He was doing the same mannerisms and trying to be funny like him. But now that we got Solo and Nadi back, it's like, what's the point of having a Bruce?
I know Bruce ain't never made no 700 in a month.
He might have.
Oh yeah.
With Cake.
As one of the professors during Streaming University, DDG dedicated an entire course to YouTube beef, even saying that he ended Bruce's career, apparently making him quote-unquote fall off and go broke. He would also say the same things during an interview with The Breakfast Club.
How to make them fall off? DEO.
See, I don't know. Like, he gassed it.
This is one person that I ended. If you DEO, I'll put these gloves on you right now.
I have a question.
What?
Why fall
To fall off is to lose a beef. Who's Bruce? A nobody. The reason me and Bruce started beefing is because he was doing a live stream with an artist named Lucky, correct? He was fucking Lucky, right? And after he got done doing that, Lucky was like, he was reading his chat and he was like, hey, they saying play DDG. Bruce was like, I'm gonna save you from that. I don't want you listening to his shit. I didn't know Bruce at the time. Never heard of him, never cared for him. But once I seen that, I said, okay, it's time. I've been beefing with him ever since. That's almost 2 years ago. Since then, Bruce has fallen off. Bruce has gone broke. Bruce has lost fans. We don't know where he is. He's doing one-off interviews, trying to get his clout back. It's unrevivable. You know why? Because I ended him. He was on a live stream with this dude, with this rapper Lucky.
Yeah.
Lucky was like, play DDG or something like that. That's what he read in the chat. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna save you from that. That's what Bruce said. Like, basically, like,
That's the thing. The nigga DDG a troll, so it's like, I don't know, man. You can't out troll a troll, bro. Like, this ain't even Glaze. It's just what it just seemed like that's just what he do. I mean, call it what you want.
insinuating DDG. We don't need to even mention his name. After he said that, I've been trolling him for like 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, I made him fall off. I ended his whole career. I get rid of folks.
So Bruce don't shoot no more?
Nope.
At this point, there are people in both communities that genuinely believe that DDG hates Bruce, because there should be no reason to have so many clips of him dissing this man. But DDG says on a few occasions that this was a stunt to get Bruce to come back to the internet and that there are no real problems.
I don't want no more smoke. I'm done with y'all, man. I'm done.
AI writes my copy in seconds, but resizing a video still takes 3 tools and a mild breakdown. Introducing.
I did what I had to do. I brought y'all get back, man. Posting on Instagram and shit.
Flood the box sounds crazy. I did not mean to say that.
I'm just trying to bring Twitch back. Even when I be like dissing Bruce and shit, it really be for the community. Everybody should be on stream, bro. Everybody should be on the Twitch, whatever the fuck. All should be on this motherfucker. Whether we beefing, collabing, whatever. It's just better, bro. Like, it's fun, bro.
As recently as a few days ago at a concert, the crowd would chant F DDG with Bruce egging them on. Dio better be glad this happened, because having this nigga at the front lines to defend your honor after everything DDG said is not cutting it.
Who said that? No, who said that?
No, I was answering this question.
Get out.
I talking about. I'm with Bruce.
Seeing this as an opportunity to continue the beef,
little cringe,
as it's no longer one-sided, DDG would hear about him getting dissed and respond on stream saying that Bruce is not relevant enough to beef with him and calls him Kai Sinet's son. He also says that if he does a show in DDG's hometown, he's pulling up.
I ain't mentioning Kai's son no more. Yeah, if y'all put that in my Twitter com again, until I see numbers that's worth beefing with, I don't want to say his name. You're getting banned from the Twitter com if you bring that in my shit.
Man, you get a concert and go say you.
Who gives a fuck? It was 50 niggas in there. Who cares?
What? You know how we coming. You don't know how you coming. You gotta show us, little chair.
Man, do a hosting in my city, I'm pulling up. If it's like that. They don't slide on nothing.
Feeling on top of the world after RK.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like he taking this shit, I don't know, out of proportion. Not even out of proportion. I just think that, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see the spiral. Just waiting. Like, not for like some type of downfall, but like it's more of a thing. Will all of this, you know, clout, right? Will it really get to his? I mean, I'm not saying it's already there, but will the clout get to his head for real? To the point where he spiral out? Because this is just the start. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if he getting offended with the whole doodle garbage comments, it's kind of nuts. But and then y'all putting hands on people, and then he's saying he pulling up, so it's kind of like premeditated. So, you know, I ain't tripping. I'm just saying like he tripping. That's all.
AOing an IRL troll at DreamCon. DDG's brother Dove says that it's up for Bruce if they ever run into each other.
I see what you said at that concert. You say fuck this. You take that personally. Keep it internet. If you want to keep it internet, you
Someone said bro got into one altercation and thinks he's Suge Knight. But nah, I don't even know if bro is trolling or serious at this point. He beat up one anime nigga and now he thinks he's John Jones. Honestly, DDG has been baiting Bruce to respond for a while now, and it basically worked. So now he could keep mentioning him for all of eternity. This is what he does. You saw what he did with Solo Naughty a couple of years ago, and it backfired with him getting the doodoo garbage nickname, which led to that fight with Dub. DDG can't operate on the internet without some sort of beef. I mean, the man said it himself.
I won't smoke the moment he log on. I'm on that. I've been fiending. I'm tired of positivity. I want negative.
I have no horse in this race, just here to cover.
They finna use that in court. I'm not gonna lie. They gonna use that shit in court. Cause him saying and doing all of this shit, you giving old girl so much like evidence to like be like, oh, he's unsafe. Oh, I need my child with me 100%. You're doing it to yourself, my boy. This shit here, that nigga say, I want the negativity. This nigga here. All right, man. That's
Let me know your thoughts in the comments. It's Fargo, and I'm out, man.
damn, man. I ain't gonna lie, some niggas is out here rooting for you, cuz. But you pulling.
Hey, business owner,
Yeah.
tired of wasting hours on scheduling, attendance, and payroll? Connecting to you
Jack
simplifies
Harlow.
all of that.
I ain't heard a Jack Harlow song in a little minute. You know what I'm saying? Wonder what's going on.
Jack Harlow, a very interesting rapper. This white man who had a good run. I mean, for a period of time, that man was dropping hits back to back. It was like you couldn't get away from him. But in these last few years, the talk around his name been basically non-existent. And the last time we heard a bit talk around his name, it wasn't for something good. It was because he dropped this album that was supposed to be the biggest moment in his career that came out to mid-reception. People listened to this album and threw it away.
Damn.
See, like I said, Jack Harlow, somebody came to the game years ago, half a decade ago at this point. 2020, he would really start to blow up, but that ain't necessarily when the man started making music. His journey with music started way before that. 2017, he was dropping music, building his career. And then 2018 will come around. He will make a decision that was going to bring some problems later on. He will sign a deal. He signed a deal with DJ Drummer and Don Cannon's Generation Now label. And after this deal, he would keep dropping music. I mean, he feeding the fans, he trying to grow him a little career.
Similar with Jack, like when I first met Jack, and
I ain't gonna lie, Jack would have folks in a chokehold. The boy was fire. I can say, I'm a fan of Jack. I like Jack.
I felt his ambition, his to be one of the ones.
Mm-hmm.
I remember even from the label, they were like, white rapper. And I'm like, look, it's not 2001.
Right.
Like
we've seen this before.
We've had plenty of examples of successful white rappers since Eminem and exist in the culture. You know what I mean? And, Jack was dope. Like, obviously, you see his skin color and it's a big factor, but, the kid made incredible music, you know what I'm saying? And, lyrically, he was dope and personality wise, he was just like, he was never trying to be something he wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, comfortable in his own skin within, in the culture within hip hop, you know, and I love that about him. So
I
it's
do
like,
too.
That's real. It is definitely a lot of boys stealing styles. I think that's what Tyler the Creator was talking about one time, but there'll never be another like Eminem. If we being realistic, but that ain't even the point. That's what I say. Like Jack held his own, bro. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
you know, years later, like watching the videos come out when he was a kid rapping and Kendrick complimenting it and Drake complimenting it, it just kind of shows how long he's been at it.
And that was until some problems came up. He got into it with an artist that we know too well, Lil Uzi Vert. Jack Harlow and Uzi, they would have some beef that all started with Jack Harlow's decision of signing with Don Cannon and DJ Drummer. If you remember back during this 2018, 2019 era, Uzi was facing the most problems with his record label. I mean, there was a time where anytime you get on Instagram, you look at the blogs, you get on YouTube, you see Uzi complaining about his label. You see Uzi dissing his label, dissing Don Cannon. For a long time, Uzi was going to war with these people. Uzi was basically saying they not letting me drop my album. They holding my music for hostage. It was a whole combo around this. Remember the whole Free Uzi song back in 2019? This came out right around the time that they was pushing Jack Harlow. An article by Complex from around this time wrote this on the situation. Nav just dropped this Bad Habits project on Friday, but it didn't have a Uzi feature like the Toronto rapper originally hoped. He claimed that Generation Now, DJ Drama, and Don Cannon were responsible for blocking Uzi's appearance. With all the holdups Uzi done.
That's why you don't sign a label. But then again, we got some artists who can't be artists because they turn down certain labels. It's a sick world we live. Man, it's a sick ass world we live in, bro. That's all I can say. This shit. Then the dude signed to you, and y'all still fuck him over, bro.
Experience in the past months. Drama clarified in the wake of Nav's comments that him and Cannon are not blocking the release of Uzi's next album. And so at this time, we had Uzi trying to say that Drama and Don Cannon wasn't letting him drop his music, but at the same time, these people was coming out saying Uzi had full control of when he wanted to drop. Uzi could put out that album whenever he want to. They not blocking his music, and that was a big part of Uzi's career. So we had this drama with Uzi, and Uzi would get online dissing his label every chance he got.
What are
and
these
around this
choices?
time, you know, Jack Harlow with Don Cannon, he with DJ Drama. He would post a pic of him and DJ Drama and said, "Just sign my soul away. Double tap if you can't wait for Eternal to Take." Then after this, Uzi will repost a picture of Jack Harlow with a clown emoji on his face. So Uzi, Jack Harlow, they going back and forth. Jack Harlow comes out 2020, drops his smash hit. What's popping? With a Uzi diss on it. He would say, "Little boy's trying to diss on the gram. I can't switch on the fam." And a lot of people was like, "Oh, he talking about Uzi. Uzi dissing DJ Drama, Uzi dissing Don Cannon, but he not gonna switch up on him."
Yeah. Do you feel like, this is the one thing we had to ask about. How do you feel about Uzi putting a clown emoji over your face on Instagram?
As soon as I saw it, I got butterflies in my stomach.
Why? Just because he was acknowledging you?
I just couldn't believe it. I was just shocked. I didn't think he would acknowledge me.
Right.
Yeah.
And why was he pissed? Was it just because you're signed to Drama and he's having his issues?
I think it's because I aligned myself with Drama during the situation. I posted a photo with my arm around Drama and I said, "Double tap if you can't wait for Eternal to Take."
Yeah. What made you want to do that, though? You just feel like you had to sort of have that sense of solidarity with the team?
Yeah, partly that, and part of it was there was a genuine side to it in that, one, I wanted to show I'm with Drama. There was a lot of shit being talked about Drama.
And he's not really responding. And meanwhile, like the person talking about him is like a mega famous superstar rapper. So it's kind of a weird thing where he doesn't seem like he's super interested in being all that public with his side of the story, or
For sure.
they'll
And-
only put it out little bits.
And I was feeling especially close with Drama because all this went down the day after that dinner I told you about.
Oh, okay.
So we were vibing at the time, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to align myself with him. Me being a Uzi fan, I didn't think it was going to be taken how it was taken, but that's how it went.
Right.
And now Uzi don't like me.
You never heard anything else after that, or?
Never.
No. Yeah, he probably don't care that much.
Ain't been nothing since.
Do you know more about the situation with Uzi and Drama and shit than the average person?
I ain't gonna lie, that's the most random fucking beef ever. I never thought that a Jack Harlow would beef with a Uzi Vert. But then again, if they on the same label, I can understand the friction. But I don't know. I don't think this is real beef, for real. Come on, bro.
Person reading the news, and is it?
And besides, I don't even see Jack Harlow being a feature on Uzi's music. That's how like I don't know. Like that's just how random just them intertwining is. Like that shit.
Does drama get a bad rap in this whole thing?
I don't want to speak on it, but I know a lot more than most people.
Shit, that's enough to speak about.
But even past that Uzi beef, 2020 was a great year for this man. He would drop his breakout hit. He would really start building his career. He was even an XXL freshman. But where things would kind of get dark for Jack Harlow would be 2021. Around May of 2021, this man, Jack Harlow, you know, he got involved in the shooting, but it wasn't necessarily him. It was his DJ. XXL wrote, Jack Harlow was present during a fatal shooting at a nightclub in his hometown. The incident occurred on Sunday morning at Vibes Restaurant and Ultra Lounge. In the clip, you can see Jack Harlow near the stage hanging out. A short time later, disturbance starts in the crowd, which appears to lead to a fight not too far from where Jack Harlow was at. Seconds later, shots heard, Jack seen for a split second running away. According to the Louisville Police Department, a woman was found fatally wounded during the shooting and died on the scene. The man was also struck and transported to a hospital nearby with 9 life-threatening injuries. Neither victim has been identified. And at that time, that was all that people knew. So Jack had to show people got to fighting in the crowd. Situation went left. Jack, even though he wasn't hurt, his DJ is the one that got accused of doing this. And it was looking real bad for the DJ. The DJ ended up getting locked up on these charges, and they held him on a bond, a $500,000 bond. But at the same time as this, more info would actually come out on the case. So there was a woman that died that night, and that woman's mom would basically come out saying that the DJ was already causing problems that night and that he should have been left. This is what the mom said. They knew there had been an altercation prior to this with the same DJ, so he was not supposed to be allowed back in the club. I feel like he should have been removed, or they should have taken my daughter and told her to go home. And so with all this talk going around Jack Harlow's name, I mean, they trying to put a body on somebody he with. They try to put a body on this DJ. Of course, he was going to come out and say something. And this is what he would say. My heart breaks for this woman, her children, and everybody else touched by this tragic death. My heart breaks for my city, a place that's been through too much pain already. I've been in touch with her family during this painful time, and I'm grateful for them of keeping these lines of communication open. Nothing can reverse what happened. Too many lives has been changed forever. My life will remain committed to making Louisville a better place.
Jack Harlow's DJ.
Yes,
was was he indicted or what was
I think he was just charged with murder because this is the gist for people
Didn't
who
they
don't
say
know.
it was like self-defense?
Well, hold on.
Here, this is the gist. Is that so? Jack Harlow goes to a club. He's got a bunch of people with him
Let's
in
start,
Louisville.
Can we start from the beginning?
Sure.
His DJ caught a previous body.
Really?
You didn't know that? Jack Harlow's DJ caught a previous body at the strip club. He beat it in self-defense, right? Now, it's the Kentucky Derby weekend. However long later, Kentucky Derby weekend, they're at a party. Jack Harlow's there. A friend of the guy who was murdered sees Jack Harlow's DJ in the club.
But it's a woman.
It's a
right?
woman.
Yeah.
She was with a bunch of guys, but apparently she was the only one that was
Her
like.
name was Kat, right? And she was
Kat.
very beloved in the scene out there, from what I gather. Like a lot of people really had love for her. Right?
Yeah, no, a lot of people were very hurt about this. So she decided, hey, Josh, let me hit that. She decided to be the only one that was going to turn up on
Like
this
a
guy.
centimeter roach.
Yep. She hits him in the head with a bottle in the club. And he turns around, fires a shot, and kills her in the club.
Insane.
I don't know if he knew who hit him. He might have just like reacted.
I don't know how the gun laws are out there, but he could beat that.
So Jack was in all this controversy. He was in some bad situations. But what about the actual music? Because remember what I said. Jack Harlow came into the music with a lot of heavy hitters.
My buddy said, I don't know how the laws are, but he can beat that. How many people you shot, sir? You
2020. He had a few songs, a few big songs. 2021 came around. He dropped even more songs. Remember that whole run that he had with Lil Nas X where they dropped that Industry Baby song? And so for 2 years, there was no Jack Harlow album. The fans was hungry. You gotta think about the run he been on. He just dropped all of these big songs. Then 2022 would start, he would drop more big songs, another hit song. He would drop a hit song as his lead single for his next project, Come Home, the Kids Miss You. Now, this was supposed to be his big moment. All these songs and everything he was doing was leading up to this moment, this project, this album that was really gonna make or break the man's career. And it would come out to mixed reviews.
Downs and their attack, them all three of them straight bangers, all three of them. For the most part, he got a little repetitive on some of the songs. Out of 10, I give this like a 6. I give it a 6, man, because he talked about a lot of the same shit in different songs. He had a lot of beat switches. I don't know how I felt about that. But for sure, he definitely got at least 6 hits. He got at least 6 hits on here. Real talk. Out of 15, 6 hits, I'll take it. That's almost half the album a hit.
But this album will come out and not only be this big moment for Jack Harlow, but it almost started up a part 2 with Drake and Pusha T. On this project, there was a Drake feature. And this Drake feature, he would send some shots at Pusha T. And the internet was looking around, expecting a response from Pusha, but he would come out basically saying, nah, I'm not even going to entertain that. This is what A$AP wrote. Pusha T seems to be unbothered by the apparent diss aimed at him by Drake on a Jack Harlow song. In the interview with The Breakfast Club, Pusha T was asked if he was preparing to drop another response in his ongoing feud with Drake after this Jack Harlow song came out online. In answering the question from The Breakfast Club host, Pusha T said that he gonna let Drake slide on this. Pusha T basically would do this interview and say, like, I feel like this is an old feature. I don't think this was recent, and even if it was, what done happened already happened. He was basically on some ego shit. He was like, I put that man down already. I got to, I'll do it.
We was about to resubscribe to.
I mean, he
but
did.
why?
That's what I don't understand about like some of the Drake stands. Like people give the credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? We said Drake beat the niggas he beat, and then when he took the loss, we say he lost. Y'all niggas gotta accept that shit and move on. It is what it is.
But the aftermath of this album, this big moment for Jack Harlow was there because this was really the biggest moment in his career. And for the biggest moment in his career to be a disappointment to most people, that's not a good look, especially when you think about the state his career was in at the time. Then on top of everything else, this man Jack Harlow was just getting into it with random companies and random people. People was just targeting him. He got into it with Peter because they were saying that he was mistreating animals in the music video.
You know, Jack took some criticism just for that video with Drake where they're at Churchill Downs because, you know, racing is a bad place for horses, you know? And a lot of people said he got to donate his proceeds to some, like, animal charities. Do you feel that's fair?
Well, I would say no horses were harmed in the making of the video, for sure. So, yeah, I think they might have to talk to Kentucky Derby about that.
Is that a reach?
We were just on location. Yeah, no horses were harmed in the making of any Jack Harlow Generation Now production.
so it's unfair to say like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, Kentucky Derby's been going on for a long time. Don't come after us.
Not only will we see Jack Harlow get into it with
Wait, hold the fuck up. Them niggas went after Jack for horses? Boy, just when I thought Peter was serious about shit, man, y'all finna bother this man about horses that he ain't even racing. What the is wrong with people, man?
Him and Adam 22 kind of exchanged words.
So Jack Harlow just put out a new track, and basically he's dissing podcasters. Says that podcasters shouldn't be giving rappers advice. What do you think about that?
I mean, I don't know. Does Jack Harlow think that he needs more yes men? Does he need more people just sort of telling him that everything he does is dope? I think that the podcasters play an important role in the hip hop ecosystem because without people like me or academics or Vlad or Joe Budden or whoever, then who's going to be out here letting people know what they think of their stuff? Like, I mean, the role of the critic is just as valid as the role of the creator.
Okay.
You know, for me, a lot of times when a new album comes out, I'm listening to that album, really just anticipating reading John Caramonica's review of it in the New York Times or listening to, you know, Anthony Fantano talk about it on YouTube or something like that. So I don't know, like, how hyper specific Jack Harlow was being there because, you know, I interviewed him before. I'm sure he understands that the role of podcasters is important and had any, like, strong Jack Harlow takes, but
he just said that they're not.
That's crazy. That's a good take by Adam. Adam is a smart dude, but he do some stupid shit, realistically. But go ahead and say that's a great take.
Podcasters aren't qualified to speak on it.
I mean, a lot of podcasters are. Like myself, I'm not in the music business. I was never an artist, but you know, speaking of Joe Budden, he had this whole long rap career. I think that he's speaking from a place of actual experience. But even for me, I mean, people have been saying this to me my whole life. I mean, you're not black, you don't rap. How are you going to have opinions about rap music? Whereas I'm pretty sure that like the greatest NBA writer of our time is probably somebody that can't dunk, right? Like you're out.
Usually, typically.
You're the greatest TMZ paparazzi of all time, but you don't have experience being a mega celebrity, right?
Fair.
Like, it doesn't change the fact that you're good at your job, right?
Thank you. Okay.
But past these situations, this man Jack Harlow would put out another body of work in 2023. After the reception he got from his last project, he would release something called Jackman, a follow-up to his last album. It was an EP. And just like the previous project, this came with some interesting reviews.
If you've heard Jack's early tapes, you know this guy has been studying Drake's style and vibe for a long time. But despite all that effort, I wouldn't say he's as great at pulling off something in this vein. Plus, that one line kind of caught me by surprise about not wanting to make these lil raps and make anthems instead. Yeah, this thing is a very scant project. I don't really know what to make of, honestly. It kind of has the vibe of a very thrown together mixtape in a way. But simultaneously, while there are some major missteps on this thing, there aren't as many as there have been on Jack's two previous projects. So overall, on average, it's kind of better and more consistent, possibly the best project he's come out with thus far. However, the reason I think that is because he just doesn't really take a whole lot of shots on this project, depriving himself of opportunities to miss as a defense, which does not a great album.
Ain't gonna lie, Buddy really does bring it down.
Remember college? Well, now college is over, and here comes your student loan debt.
Bro.
Is private student loan debt wrecking your life?
And so
that
since
fucking hurts. Need a stretch. Get a massage or something.
this last project, it's been a big lack of music from Jack Harlow. He really took a step back from music in 2023 and kind of was just doing his own thing. He was on social media a lot. You know, he was in a couple movies, but he stepped away from music. 2023 throughout 2024, there was no music. Fans were starving. And I mean, well, still starving to this day because Jack Harlow fans ain't got no projects since 2023. But this lack of music also caused a lot of talk around his name, a lot of fall off allegations. And I mean, think about it. This man left music off a project that wasn't too highly received. Then would turn around, 2023 November, he would come out and drop a hit song, Loving on Me. And this song did good. It was loved by a lot of people, 200 million views on YouTube. But he didn't follow that up. He let this song come and go. I feel like the perfect time for Jack Harlow to drop another tape would have been early 2024, but he didn't. And he wouldn't really do features either. So think about it. He didn't follow up his last project. He didn't do no features. He wasn't really collabing anybody. It was a lack of singles, a lack of everything. And this had a big effect on his name and the feeling around his name. And he knew that because at the end of last year, he would come out dropping songs, speaking on his break and speaking on his time away from music. He would talk about how he lost a lot of money. He put out some good records. He put out some bad records. He said he lost a couple of millions because he was out the way. Then 2025 will come around, and I mean, we 6 months in, we still ain't got a project from him, but we have gotten a single. Jack Harlow and Doja Cat will release a song together, and you would think these two will come out with a smash hit. I mean, it's Jack Harlow and Doja Cat, but this song they released came out a few months ago, and it came and went.
This bitch really want to look like a cat. This shit is ridiculous. This shit is crazy. Oh, Lord.
I mean, it's Jack Harlow and Doja Cat. But this song they released came out a few months ago, and it came and went. I'm not saying it's ass. I'm not saying it flopped, but it came out and peaked at number 57, and then it dropped after that. It ain't really stick around. A lot of people not even talking about this song to this day. And it performed decent, but I don't think this was enough to really bring his career back. And I'm not saying Jack Harlow was terrible.
I didn't hear the song. I'll be honest. I wasn't even looking for that. That's crazy. Damn, I gotta hear it now.
But he's definitely lost a huge part of his
when I get off
audience, especially with how long he and I'm not and it performed decent, but I don't think this was enough to really bring his career back. And I'm not saying Jack Harlow was terrible, but he's definitely lost a huge part of his audience, especially with how long he stepped away from the music and the position that his career was in. Jack Harlow wasn't really in the position to step away from music for a couple years. He one of them artists that should have kept feet in the streets. He should have kept dropping more projects and putting out more singles, but he didn't. He took this break, and I think he might fuck around and fall into that Polo G trap. If you remember, Polo G was one of the hottest artists in rap for a long time. I mean, he had #1 song. He had albums selling 150K first week. Then he decided to step away from music. He would step away from music, and his whole career would just died. He went from selling 140K one project to his very next project selling 20K first week, all because he wanted to take this break. And he came off a hit song. He had so much good music at that time. And Jack Harlow might fall into that same trap. He was dropping this good music, but then he stopped feeding the fans and he took a break. I don't know. What are y'all thoughts on Jack Harlow? Do you think he still has a comeback on the table, or has his time came and went?
Have you ever heard content creators say, comment the word burgers below and I'll send you over something for free? And then when you comment the word
get out of here. Nah, that in itself says a lot about being a creator of any kind of content. Sometimes taking a break can fuck you up, like me. But I'm gonna tell you, man, there does come a point where you just run out of shit. Some people can keep creating, you know. It's pretty cool. But, you know, there's some people who don't necessarily want to just stay in it. Like, or especially like in the music industry. That shit dark. That's just what it is. If you know, you know. Cause the way the music industry has chewed so many people up, spit them out, it's sad. Damn. They just straight up say Funny Mike went from killing people to a comedian. Like, that's, you can't just be throwing people business out there like that. Overpaid. How much did he get paid for that magic? Let me see that. The Magic are locked into 4 years and 163 million. Why the fuck didn't y'all just okay? This is a horrible trade. This is a horrible fucking trade. This is a horrible trade. And this is a horrible fucking trade. Why didn't y'all like keep? What's wrong with the squad that y'all had? There was nothing wrong with the squad that you had, bro. You build around that shit, man. And this is what the Magic fucking trash forever, bro. Y'all always let go of something. Like this time it ain't necessarily a star. I'm pretty sure y'all ain't gonna be able to pay Paulo. Please be able to pay him. There has been nothing in Orlando but Disney. And Universal niggas want to go to a Magic game. Make it worthwhile. Who the fuck is Mark Walters? Who is that? He got money. Well, okay. All right. Good. Money good. What are y'all gonna bring though? What y'all gonna bring in replace LeBron? Buddy about to retire. See? The Astro World strategy. See? Yep, they recently released that shit. Multi-billion-dollar theme park race. Yeah, like I just said. And then Disney and Universal, bro, they been going crazy. Project after project. I'm loving it. Tensions between Israel and Iran. This is crazy, man. Really ridiculous. Lesson of Wing Chun. Alright. But nah, that's all for me today, bro. I appreciate y'all for chilling with CuZo, bro. It was kind of tough. Need a little back rub. Take it easy.